this is the product where we really bond over.
Yes.
At about the same time, we figured this out now, at about the same time, Howie and I invented or created or came up with the same product idea, basically. His design was a little bit different than my design, but I have drawings and everything. And Peter Poon and I came up with the idea of making a pillow we called the hand pillow. I actually came up with the idea. Peter liked it. He drew it up. I went to my dry cleaners who does all my tailoring, and I asked them to make me a sample. They never could make it. They didn't understand what I wanted. A lot of people thought I was crazy. Other people thought it was a good idea. The idea was I was traveling a lot. I found that on planes, it's very uncomfortable. None of the pillows really worked for me, especially the neck pillows. I found that most people didn't think that the pillows worked for them, but they'd buy a lot of them trying to, this one's going to be the one, that one's going to be the one. And I decided that your hand was really the best way to sleep, whether you were against the window or you're in a middle seat or an aisle seat, but then your hand gets really hard after a little while and starts to hurt your face and your head. And I thought, what if you had a pillow that could strap around your suitcase and then strap around your hand, and you could use it with the straps, without the straps. Maybe even, I thought, use it in the hotel because I'm a germaphobe.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
It is a brilliant idea, right? And then I meet you, you come into the office, we're talking about something completely different, and you say, by the way, I also invent products. I said, like what? And you said, I got this thing, it's called the on-hand pillow. I said, the on-hand pillow? You don't say, don't go any further for a minute. First of all, when I said, by the way, I had the same, what was going through your mind? Do you think I was full of it?
Well, no, I didn't think you were full of it, but I will tell you, it happens a lot, like with other products. People, there is so much parallel development going on that you may be doing it, and I happen to run into a lot. It is crazy how many times, I'll tell you the stories another time, of other people doing it. But when you told it to me, it was one of the early ones that I've had with a product of mine that was actually on the market, and you kind of showed me drawings. I'm like, I can't even believe it, because it was pretty similar.
And I was like, of all the gin joints, you walk into my, like steal an old line.
Yeah.
You walk into my office to talk about something else. By the way, I invent products. Yeah, like what? Meanwhile, that's 100 years ago already for me. So I wind up, I travel a lot, as the Terrifics know, and I wind up buying the on-hand pillow at an airport. I had seen it at an airport and taken a picture of it and sent it to a couple people to say, see, I told you this was a good idea. And everybody like laughed at me when I sent it. And I was in such a rush that day, I didn't get a chance to buy it. I bought it, and I got to tell you something. I actually would never have gone with this design that you have. We're going to explain it as my design. My design was different. I've showed it to you. However, I love this. I want more than one.
Thank you.
I think you've done a terrific job. I've told you the slight improvements I think you could make with it, but it is tremendous, and I've used it about 4 times already. The first thing is, what you did is you put a pocket in here so I can slip my hand into the pillow. And now it's the on-hand pillow, so I can rest on my hand. And I've got...
take the packaging off.
Can I take the packaging
Sure.
off? Great. So here we go. We've got a pillow with basically a pocket in it, okay? And I can take my hand and slide it into this pocket, and now I've got a pillow on my hand. Now I could do this side if I like this side. That's the side I like to put against the window.
The cool side and the warm side.
Right, I like the warm side for some reason. I put this against my head. I can do different positions. Now let's just say I'm working on the plane, which I've done this with this pillow, because I don't like the ones that go around your neck. I like this design. You can squish this up, put it behind your neck, and work or watch a movie, and you don't have to have your hand up.
Right.
It's just such a versatile pillow and such a tremendous thing. And again, because I'm a germaphobe and I sleep with my arm like this, I can walk into a hotel with my pillow, put my head on it, and go to sleep without sleeping on their pillows. And then you've got this nifty little strap. I can strap it to my bag so I don't actually have to carry it.
It's also great if you're sitting at your desk and you want something for lumbar. So it really is. It's a regular pillow. It's got a lot of cushion to it, and you could just use it without your hand if you're on the plane against the window. Just put it up there. You can use your hand. You don't need to.
There are very few products I get super excited about, and this is honestly, like when I looked at it at the airport for a second, and then when you first came in here, I was like, but that's not the design I would have gone with. But I bought it because I liked you and I wanted to support you, and I still don't have the pillow that's the right pillow, and I figured, well, all right, let me give this guy a couple bucks. And I love it. I love it.
I'm glad you love it.
E3, I used it. I went to Vegas shortly after that for business meetings, used it there. Before E3, we went to Infocom, used it there, and I used it for one other trip I can't remember, and I absolutely adore the pillow. It's phenomenal. And I can't commend you enough. How did you come up with this? So I came up with it because I was traveling a lot and I was looking for kind of ideas. At the same time, I had a couple ideas for men's dress socks. I had a couple ideas for another product. And I was just looking for something cool.
Well, let's talk about those later.
Yeah.
I want to hear about them.
No, but I'm saying,
let's make them.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's do it.
So this one it's interesting. This is the way a lot of products come up. Not just mine, but a lot of other inventors. I was playing basketball, hurt my wrist, had to have wrist surgery. I'm in a cast. I'm traveling and even sleeping at home. And as I'm falling asleep, I tend to sleep in my hand, especially on a plane, like this. And I'm waking up, my face is all scratched.
Right.
So I take my sweatshirt, I put it on my cast, and I'm like, fall asleep. And I wake up with no scratch on my face. I'm like, that's pretty comfortable. And I look around, I see other people sleeping on their hand. I said, you know what? What about a pillow for your hand? And that's really how I came up with the idea. And then I started asking friends, because you always want to test it out and see, am I crazy or is this something? So I said it to some of my friends. I'm like, what do you think, a pillow for your hand? They're like, that's not that stupid. And if my friends are saying it, that means it's brilliant. Right? So,
well, okay, so I
don't know about brilliant, but
like I came up with it kind of the same way with the sweatshirt idea, because that's how I tested it. Once I came up with it, I went, well, let me try a sweatshirt. And I rolled a sweatshirt up into a ball, and I went like this, and I went, that is brilliant. And I am telling you, the feedback I got was, this is stupid. And except for Peter Poon. Peter thought it was great and did the drawings. And that's what I shared with you. And I even shared the original email so you could see the date. But it's unbelievable. And I think you've done a great job. So I'm just going to look at the clock for a second. I know we got to take a break real quick. Sorry.
No, we're good.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is I am so impressed by this. So you take this product, you invent it. What happens? You come up with the idea, you get the sweatshirt, then you prototype it. Here's the prototype you made, which I think is great. I couldn't explain this to my dry cleaner to get them to make it. Mine was, again, a little bit different.
Right. So I literally went to, where did I go? Joann's Fabrics, bought fabric. I went to Michael's craft store, whatever it is, and bought inserts for pillows. I showed him, I had a designer do a design of what I wanted it to look like. I brought it to my tailor. I said, can you make some of these? And he made me a bunch of them, and it was way cheaper than those, at like literally like $25 a piece.
Well, you started with Michael's. I mean, you bought the fabric, you didn't have to work. Yeah.
But he made it, and it's pretty close. So this is like a foam.
Yeah.
This is microbead, so it's a little bit different, but it's pretty close
to
what
it
became.
It's an idea, and it's a good prototype, I would think.
For sure.
And then you made the packaging.
I did packaging. I did, and again, this is where I probably spent more than I needed to. So I did a whole logo and a design. I paid, I had to pay to have all of this done. I did the packaging, and I ended up licensing it to a company that, again, ended up being the wrong company. Same company that did this ended up being the wrong company for a variety of reasons. And at some point, when I realized they were the wrong company, I found out who the leader in the neck pillow space was. You go to Hudson News, they're in every Hudson News. The name of the company is SNI, but the name of the brand is Clouds. If you go see their rack of neck pillows, the blankets, the eye masks, the socks, it's Clouds. So I went to them, I showed it to them, they go, you know what? We see, I don't know, I get 10 products a week. I really like this. And I kid you not, I would say it was within a month we had a deal, which is really fast.
Yeah.
Faster than any deal I've done. And they've been great partners. That's why they got to market much faster than, the guy who, kind of wasn't the right partner, took a year for him not to be the right partner. These guys got to market in under a year, selling them, doing great, Hudson News, and it's been great and a great partnership, and they're great. I really enjoy working with them, and they do everything.
Right.
Again,
you just came up with the idea,
and I license it to them.
Right, and you made the prototype, and then you step out of the way. I think it's very interesting. This is somewhat similar in design as far as packaging to what you originally created.
Right.
I bet you maybe you spent too much for the packaging here, but I think honestly that helps. It helps show that you're serious, that you're real, that it brings about the process. How married do you have to be to this? Like maybe you like the foam better than what they want to put in, and how do you know when to say, okay, you're right, or let's do it your way, especially when you really believe this is the right answer?
I'll give you a great example. So the name I had was Pillow Hands with 3 Z's at the end of hand. I thought it was really a good name, and they said, hey, and I trademarked it, so I paid for that.
Sure.
And they said, we we like the name Pillow Hands, but it doesn't work because you're in an airport, someone has to make a split-second decision. We like to go with on-hand pillow because it's more obvious as to what it is. And and they asked me what I thought, and I said, look, you guys are the experts. And I say that for most things with this. You know the business. If you're telling me that's the case, let's go with what you think. If I thought they were dead wrong, I would tell them. And then the only other thing I wanted to tell you is, I then licensed it to another company to do. I just licensed to them to do generic, which is blue, pink, red, whatever.
That's what I was going to show you of other colors.
That now it's going into other stores like Walmart, Target, with another company that's doing entertainment licensed version of this. Yeah, so
very
that's
cool.
pretty exciting.
Why don't we take a quick break? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the new on-hand pillow, right? That is coming out. It's about to be out.
Yep.
And that is also more closely to my original design. And I also love this product. And again, not because I also came up with it, but because it really is good. I'm not that kind of guy. And the most amazing part about it is most people in my situation would have been like, I hope it fails, I screw you. I'm the opposite. I want to see you do amazing with it. You already have, but I want to see you do more amazing. And I think it's great. I was so happy for you.
You were, and it's genuine. I appreciate it. I could tell.
And then I'm like, and by the way, it only makes me feel like, wow, I really can come up with good ideas. So we'll talk about what I can do with these good ideas I have in a little bit. We'll talk about the new on-hand pillow, the second version, and a lot more stuff when we come back. We'll take a quick break. You are the Terrifics. You make Be Terrific special. I got to say hello to Jenny, who's in our Slack chat, Digital Phil, the Extender, all of you guys. You're all amazing, and keep the feedback coming. At Be Terrific TV on all social media. Connect at BeTerrific.com if you want to join the Slack chat for real-time conversation with us, you, and the rest of the Terrifics. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Kevin, take us away.